This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know who this is right here. This Trigger Tretch in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Let me start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates, man. Happy whatever day it is, okay? We just got through the Labor Day holiday. I hope everybody was safe. I heard there was a lot of deaths at the lakes, and everybody jumping in the water and ain't coming back up and stuff. I don't know why. If they told you that don't jump in the water, why would you jump in the water? I got 2 words to say after that, but I ain't gonna say it. Okay, I'm gonna let that ride. All right, let's bring them on, man. What's up, Gina?
I'm lost on that one. Who jumped in the water and what happened?
I was listening to the news, which I never really listened to. And in Chicago, man, they got people just jumping in water and they drowning because the riptide was so strong.
Wow.
And I'm like, they warned everybody, don't get in the water.
It was a lot of people out there. I could barely get to my house.
It was a good weekend, but this is just, come on, people. We're losing people left and right. We want to keep people here, okay, so that we can celebrate them like this nigga here. What's up, dude?
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Bro, happy birthday, fellow Virgo.
I gotta ask this question.
Ask on, Mo.
You said people jumping in the water and not coming back up, bro?
Dude, look, I read news.
Lake Michigan?
Yeah.
Get the freak out of here.
So don't go fishing, man. You might pull up something else.
Mess around and hit Lake Michigan? Shit.
Yeah, it's I just heard it got crazy out there, man. That's what I read. And I'm gonna leave it at that. People, look, when people are giving you warnings, take the warning.
Right.
We talking about obstacles tonight, okay? I mean, now there's a couple of people that ain't gonna have no obstacles at all.
Right.
I'm trying to make light of it, but I'm like, wow, come on, people. Right? You do. But tonight, man, we just wanted to sit down, have a fireside chat, so to speak, okay? Just express ourselves, okay? Everybody has obstacles. Everybody has obstacles. It's how you go through those obstacles that defines who you are. So, we're speaking about people. We're speaking to people that are having struggles, man.
Everybody does.
Everybody does, and that's in your career, your home, your life, your past, your present. We all got struggles that we go through, hardships in our life at some point, and sometimes, we have to overcome these obstacles. But the thing is, all the times we have to overcome the obstacles. What do we do to overcome obstacles? Because when there's a difficult time, everybody does it differently. We could have the same obstacle, but everybody's going to react to it differently. Some are good, some are bad, okay? But we got to face reality, man. We got to realize that the decision to overcome an obstacle It's our decision and nobody else's. I mean, y'all want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I got plenty to say about that.
Yeah.
I think, I think the thing that we have to remember that God gives us the strength to get over all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know how much strength they have. And that's on the guy's side. And on the other side, it just depends on who raised you or how you were raised. Sometimes they don't know how to get over.
But
Nobody's talking.
how would people? How do people? And I can never figure this out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
people, because sometimes if you get around an obstacle, there's just some great things that are ahead of you.
Yeah.
Okay, people start being afraid. Being afraid to face that obstacle. I mean, I've never been that way. I'll face an obstacle. If it doesn't work, yeah, I wind up homeless or whatever. Okay, but I'm gonna get back up on my feet and I'm gonna face another obstacle. Okay, but some people are just so afraid to stay mired right where they're at.
And not only is it's not just fear, but some people get to that obstacle and they feel there are no other choices. That's where
Yeah,
you get people who commit suicide or, I always say if you can get through the day, you can get through whatever you're going through. It's always going to get better because if you're at your worst, you can't do anything but get better. But some people don't realize that until it's too late.
I remember how good GI was back in the day, and I remember how bad it had gotten, and I just wanted to get back to the good, and it took me leaving to actually get back to the good in my life. Where you can do things you want to do. That was my choice. You know what I'm saying? If you decide to stay, then that's your choice.
And it's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead.
It's all about a mindset. And like I believe Maurice, you made the comment how you were raised. Also, but it's about a mindset and turning obstacles into opportunities.
Sure.
What can you learn? What can I learn from this obstacle? Knowing what you can and cannot control. So,
Yes.
and then taking things into small steps, into small goals versus just looking at the big picture. So if there's, if I'm trying to get here and I'm running into all kind of obstacles, then you need to kind of stop, kind of reset, figure out what are some of the smaller steps to be able to get to my goals. If for some reason you can't get to it right then, depending on where you're trying to get to or what you're trying to do, maybe talk to someone about mentoring you how you can get there. You mentioned, one of you guys just mentioned fear. God didn't give us the spirit of fear. And I know everyone doesn't really technically understand that, but sometimes we just have to kind of sit back, take a little chill pill for a second, look at what's happening. How did we get here? Where are we trying to go? And then again, like I said, break it up into those small steps to try to what it is that you can control, what it is that you can do at this moment to try to get to where you got to go. Like Greg just said, he made a comment. Okay, so now what I got to do? What, Greg, and you too, I think.
Next?
Yeah. What's next? What do I have to do? And then sometimes you just need to talk to someone because Gina mentioned about suicide.
Yeah.
And, sometimes the person that you're talking to might not be able to help you. That just might not be the right person. Maybe they're going through something as well. Don't just look at the one person or the one thing that, that you need to go to. You might have to go to different people. And for me, I pray and I go to God.
Meditation does wonders for you.
Yeah. You know what though? It's a common thing. Stuff gonna happen. We can't stop it. It's gonna happen. Okay. So do we look at all of these obstacles as negatives, or do we choose our battles? You know what I mean? Because all obstacles that you face are not bad obstacles, and are not needed to be worked on like that. Okay, it could just it's something you can just actually just say, to hell with it. But we got to choose the battles when we do this. We got to choose what battle we're going to take on. you know, because
That's
all
I
of
say
them.
that all the time. Choose your battles. You can't fight them all.
You do.
You
No,
cannot
You
fight
just
them all.
no.
And it's an
I,
opportunity to do something different.
I mean, I can't remember which one of my relatives, but it was definitely church going. They just was telling me, all of those are not obstacles. All of those are there to make you stronger, as iron
Mhm.
sharpens iron. That's
Come
what
on.
I remember the most. And
Mhm.
that helped me so many times when I was younger, because there was a lot of obstacles where I knew without a doubt what I was doing was right, you know, and the person that was doing it to me was wrong,
but y'all
you
got
know.
to, you know,
And you want to
and
go to war, you know.
we as entrepreneurs, and doing what we do in our secular lives, we got to step back and say, you know what? Evidently, we did do some things right when we went around these obstacles, or when we faced these obstacles
Mhm.
and overcame them, because we're still here. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people that go up to these obstacles and they lose, right? And it turns into a mental breakdown or a suicide. And I'm gonna tell y'all, look, and I'm gonna be transparent. I had a mental breakdown last week. I had a
Mhm.
mental breakdown last week, and I don't even know if I'm over it right now. But you know, you can have the best of life. Everything will be going great with
Mhm.
you, and you find something, just one little thing just makes everything different. That's not the way to do it. You cannot find something to make you miserable. If everything's going great, you're good. There's no obstacle. All right. The only obstacle that lies there is what you place there, is what you put there. And
Mhm.
sometimes we got to step aside and let stuff slide, let it go,
That
because
is true.
everything is not meant to be a battle. Everything is not meant to
Mhm.
be a fight. We
Mhm.
can't solve the world problems. All right. We can only deal with what we deal with, and nobody can tell us that we can't do anything. Nobody. So
Mhm.
the obstacle that we face in this particular, and I'm speaking for myself, was me. I'm the obstacle. How do I get around me? You know?
I don't like to say the word they lose, because it's not necessarily that the person loses anything. It's just possibly that's just something that maybe you should not have been involved with. Something that, yes, I might say I want A, B, and C, but maybe that's not for me. Maybe that's also God's way of telling you, hey, back up. That's something here that can harm you. You're going the wrong route, and you might need to take a detour. So I don't like to say that it's
Or
someone.
even pause.
Yeah. Pause is not the right timing.
Hmm.
But when when you start talking about lose, to me, that's where when we start talking about people now going into a deep, deep depression,
Yeah.
anxiety, suicide, things of that nature. So it's not just that you're losing; it's just something that possibly you don't need to be dealing with at this time.
So let me ask
Me,
you guys. Let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you guys. So when you guys are faced with challenges in your life,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do? What challenges have you faced, basically? Give me one. And then how did you overcome that challenge?
I have
That
to go with the one that I go with all the time, and is that God has supplied. And this is, I said to myself, God has supplied me with everything I need.
Need, not
And
want,
see,
need. The
and
word.
actually, when I do that, that takes everything down a step, and that's in
Mm-hmm.
my mind, verbally, outright, and it takes it down a step. And I know as I walk, everything kind of falls in line for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's mine, Greg. I don't know. That's how I get by mine.
Hmm. You know
that's
what?
what
When I was single, I
Mm-hmm.
used to jump on a plane and just go. Nobody
Mm,
even knew that I was
Yeah.
gone. I'll take
that one up
a
there.
flight to Florida, and sometimes you just have to regress. You have to have your me time, and you just have to have time where
Mm-hmm.
you could clear your mind, where you could think, and no other outside influences.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was when I was single, but now that I'm married, I
That's
just take a step back sometimes. Sometimes it's just like, you know what? I'm going to bed.
Come on.
You know,
You're gonna do
give
that.
your brain, your mind some rest
Mm-hmm.
so you can wake up with a fresh start. And hey, that fresh start might be 2 or 3 days later, 5 days later.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's we are we try so hard to get things done and to be. in a certain spot
Mhm.
at a certain
Mhm.
time and have that regiment, that sometimes
Mhm.
we don't realize that, it's okay if we don't do it today.
Yeah.
It's okay if it doesn't get done today. It's
Right.
okay if you don't answer the phone today.
Mhm.
You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? It's okay if I don't see the grandkids today. We don't stop and think about that it's okay to just have time for yourself.
Mhm.
That's so crazy. And I find myself sometimes when I was out there running and running before I got sick, find myself out there running and running, and 80% of the running I was doing was for other people.
Other people.
You know, eighty
Other
percent.
people.
You hear me? eighty
Other
percent
people.
of the stuff that I was doing for other people.
Mhm.
and
Yes.
Mhm.
and when I did get sick, you actually see who even thinks about you. You
Hmm.
know,
Come on.
and it's like
Hmm.
it's kind of like when you stop drinking, you found out you was buying drinks for everybody else. You know,
Hmm.
but when you stop buying it, don't nobody show
They
up.
Mo
gone.
who? Mo who? My obstacle is I've had them throughout my life, just different times. My recent one is today is the 3 month anniversary of me having a heart attack. And now I have a portable defibrillator that is a vest that's attached to me 24/7 and a contraption so that if I go into because I was told I can go into cardiac arrest at any moment. So that's to bring me back to life if I pretty much die. Like Mo said, I have a lot of people that depend on me, family, friends. I'm also a Red Cross volunteer. So I get called to go to fires and disasters. Like Gina said, I've had to backtrack. I was getting frustrated and starting to get depressed because I'm so used to maybe getting a call at 3 a.m. Hey, there's a fire, there's a multi unit fire, or there's this, or a family member. Hey, I need this, I need that. And I had to step back, start taking time for myself to rest. When you're told pretty much you were dying June 5th and you can die at any moment, that brings, I have to get a new mindset. I can't be everything for everyone. I have to look at me, refocus.
Hmm.
What's important? What can I control? I was getting frustrated that I have this thing that I have attached to me, and I'll start walking, and then a cord will pull me back. You got to bring this
Right.
defibrillator box with you at all times because it's attached to the vest that I wear. But like I said, I've had to refocus, reset my mind on, okay, I'm going to have this for 90 days. This is something that's going on. I can't just run out to a fire or a disaster. Like I got the call to go to Maui. I just got out of a meeting. There's 6,000 people still without homes. And it's like, okay, I can't deploy out there. I can't deploy to Florida or California with all these other disasters. So when it's an obstacle, you need to, like I said earlier, decide what you can control, what you cannot control. Work with some of the obstacles, to see how can you get around these things. Take time for yourself. You got to regroup. You got to, think about, because you don't want to go into a depression. You don't want to have anxiety. You don't want to have those dark thoughts. And if you need help, and that's a big thing for me is asking for help. That's extremely hard for me to ask for help because I'm the one for years
Giving help.
that's always helping everyone else. So that's something you need to think about.
Yeah.
Do you need help, to help you get over the obstacle? Do you need to do these things? Is this something that, is this a life or death thing where it's, okay, I have to go here. I have to do this. And 9 times out of 10, no, it's just something that you want.
And see what you're saying is so true because sometimes we place obstacles in front of us that are not unnecessarily placed there. We don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, we complain about the obstacle too. One thing that you can't do is complain. Nobody wants to hear, woe is me. Nobody want to hear that.
Exactly.
Especially if you ain't doing nothing about the situation. Nobody want to hear that. It's because that's your situation. Nobody else can do it for you. Nobody else can get you out of that. Nobody else can take that obstacle away. It's only you. So, you sitting around talking about, well, man, I didn't do this because I didn't do it. Man, I can't do it. Man, go somewhere with that. Miss me with all of that. All right. I'm sympathetic. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but nobody likes to complain. And like Marcy said, you got to face it. If it's an obstacle, what's going on, Tanisha? If it's an obstacle, man, just face it head on. Don't beat around the bush. Face it, because if you let it go, if you don't do anything about it, you bury it, it's going to get bigger. It's going to eat away at you. It's going to mess you up. And I'm telling you, man, I just went through this. All right.
But like you said, face.
You can have everything great in your life. Okay. Financial's good, business good, kid, mom, everything good. Okay. But for some reason, I put something in front of me that made me just say, to hell with it. I did. And again, I have to apologize to you guys, okay? But it's just once you get and having you guys in my corner has been a blessing for me. But once you get to that point, man, you got to stay positive, all right? When you're worried about something, you got something on your head, some obstacle, it's hard to stay positive. But you got to do that because the good things could come from it. You can get rid of that. Everything. It's something else. Go ahead.
You made the comment, face it head on. Yeah. Sometimes people can't do that. So sometimes you have to kind of sit back first, look at the big picture to see how you got into that situation in the first place.
And again,
because trying to, pardon me?
Try to do something right off the bat, as you face it. Try to do something again. That doesn't work. Try something else, okay? But you can't let this
wallow in it.
You can't wallow in it. You got to let you got to do something. Do anything but the same thing that didn't work before.
Come on,
just something different. Got to keep it moving. Happy birthday to Mo, by the way, everybody.
Whoop.
It's Mo's birthday. So.
Happy birthday.
I'm keeping it moving. It's my 60-second. 60-second.
He can't even say it, y'all.
60
Are you going to be able to?
Me?
In a few days?
Hey, you know what?
Right behind them.
Next week.
Blessed. I'm here. I'm blessed.
Next
Amen.
week.
Now, on September the 15th, my son has surgery. So,
what's up with George?
Huh?
What's up with him, man?
I don't know why he waited so long. Okay, I don't know why he waited so long.
Wait a minute. Does he want you to announce it in front of everybody?
Whether he does or not, I don't care. Because
that's great.
We play each other all the time. Okay, so shout out to my son Jordan, who will soon be my daughter Jordan. He's going to have his surgery.
They ain't gonna lie. Don't I will hurt you.
Stop it, Negro. Stop it.
Oh, Lord. Jordan, I'm gonna beat him up for you. Okay,
you're gonna be like, Dad.
He's knock him straight out from my
He's having surgery on his foot. He's got to get something done to his foot. So. All right, it'll be good.
A female foot.
I'm gonna be there with him. That's my guy. Y'all know how it is. And my son has never been an obstacle to me. He's been more of the obstacle block. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure that new foot does not have bunions.
Well, see, Gina, it's funny you mention that, okay? Because Jordan played football in high school, played football in college, played baseball in both as well. And so, we always knew that something with DG Howard says, shame on you, Greg.
Okay. Hey, BG.
My son. I'm playing with him. Okay. Thank you for the prayer, Tanisha. So his somebody laughed when I said index toe. Okay, but his big toe kind of starts curving, so he has to get that cut off. That bone, not cut off, but cut and corrected.
Yeah.
So that it'll straighten out.
So he got a bad case of surf toe?
I don't know what it is, man, but he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. That's my guy.
Yes.
But,
you're
gonna pray for him.
No doubt. I'm gonna be right there with him. Another thing we got to do though when we're facing obstacles, we got to be realistic. All right, we got to understand what we want from what we're trying to get. We got to understand the outcome. You know what I mean? We have to process it correctly. you may not get that outcome, that outcome that you want. Like I said, you got to be realistic with it. But sometimes we get what we need. Marcy was talking about needs and wants earlier. Okay, we get what we need, not what we want. All right. And sometimes, you know, if you're very spiritual or religious, okay, do you the outcome that you want, the need and the want is the growing that you're doing, okay, exactly what you want. You get what I'm saying? You have some growing up to do before you get what
maturity.
You know, maybe it's not your time right now. The timing just might not be right for you, and there's something better. We just got to be patient, and that's one thing that people that face obstacles, they are not patient. They want it now. They want it now.
Yeah, quick fix.
And maybe no time. You know, maybe you're not grown enough. Maybe, you know, in the mind and in action to get what you want.
Are you going about it the right way? Like, say if you might want a huge, I want to be have a huge business organization, but are you going about it the proper way? Are you getting the education that you need? Are you looking at someone to maybe that's already in that, what it is that you want to do? Are you looking for a mentor? Are you listening, or are you just looking at the prize? And like you said, I want it now. I'm not going through the steps. People don't realize when you see successful people, they've more than likely have gone through a lot of failures, a lot of obstacles, but they've stayed in the race.
And it doesn't
did the work
when you want it to. It happens when God wants it to.
That's right.
That's
and see, a lot of people do that too. They ask for the blessing, then they get out of God's timing, because He's going to take you in the steps that you need to. You know, to get to your success. And a lot of people get out of His timing and don't wait for Him to show them the way. And unfortunately, they get frustrated. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I've been a candidate for that, and I had to go back to the way I grew up. You know, that's the way I grew up. Don't get out of God's timing. You know.
And you know
I
what
have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
I have a question for everyone. Do you recognize when someone needs to take that step back, or when they're going through that? Because we really didn't see anything different from you, bro.
I know.
You know, when you say you were going through some things, but were we too busy to even recognize it? Did we, you know,
I wouldn't say that
at all?
Yeah, and even if you recognize it, do you step back, Gregory Gray?
Well, see, some people can, you know, and it's cool. I'll take that. Some people, you know, you work. Y'all know how I work, all right? And you don't even recognize it yourself. So anybody else outside would not recognize it. And
I beg to differ on that.
Well, no, you guys see me and you ask the questions, and I say, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. Let's keep moving. Sometimes the person is going through some things, just don't want everybody don't want to burden everybody with their issues. Let's just keep it moving, you know. Real quick, you know, you got something to say, Marcy. BG says, many understand. Scripture says, the Lord will supply His children's needs. You need food, clothing, and shelter. That doesn't include caviar, a 5-bedroom house, and a Mercedes. Why not, man? Why not? You been at my crib?
What you say? You get over that, but no.
Come on, man, and I can read better because I got new glasses. Y'all didn't notice I did that.
Okay.
But
I thought those were still the readers.
No. Because see, the readers were broken on one side. So
no, just put tape on it like Urkel.
No, I ain't gonna do all that. I got a reputation to uphold. But you know what? There's a thing about and this is a way to not be when you're facing obstacles. Don't try to outdo anybody else. Okay. Somebody says they're struggling. All right. You can't come back with you think you got problems. Let me tell you my story. They already got problems. They don't want to hear another story.
Right. But on the same token, with that,
you have to somebody with misery. I'm sorry.
No, you have to realize sometimes when people are when you go to someone and you're voicing your issues that you're having. And if it's someone that you go to a lot, you have to also realize that that person might be going through sometime as well. Now, I do, you know, when you say you're talking about your struggle, I got some struggles too, you know, but you gotta sometime, depending on who you are, if you're the type of person always got a lot of struggles and you're constantly going to certain people, and they might say that too sometimes because they're like, you know, kind of tired of hearing about you, you know, like, look, we all got struggles. What are you doing about it?
I'm just saying though, how do you
I understand.
I think it's stupid, and I'm not talking bad about anybody, but damn, how you try to one up somebody on problems?
On problems, yeah, that's kind of jacked up.
Well, I mean,
but you know what? Sometimes
Misery
people
loves
do that.
company.
Sometimes people do that. Like, look, I understand you're going through something. They might be trying to tell you that's kind of minor. That's something you can get through. You know, there are other people, because they say in church, you know, there's always somebody out there that's doing worse than what you are.
Yeah.
BG
says,
But that makes you that you know what though, when you hear somebody's story
BG.
that's worse than yours, it makes you feel like, you know what, my problem isn't that bad. You really
Might
do.
not
You
be
feel
that
like,
bad.
hey, mine is not as bad, that bad. Listening to this person, you know, because there's always somebody out there whose problems are worse than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. But again,
yeah, without a doubt,
someone's coming to you, because here's the thing, you know, another way to get rid of some of this, some of the obstacles, a key that we all talk about is communication. All right, communicate the right way. Don't come, like I said, don't one up me on my misery. Okay, yeah, man, you got a broken leg. Well, I got a broken thigh bone and my hip is scratchy. You know, I mean, I'm just like, don't try to one up. I'm trying to come to you and say, well, hey man, I need to talk. All right. But evidently you need to talk a little bit more than me. Okay. Take that one. Go somewhere. I'm just saying, man. And I, you know, me and you guys know me well. I like to keep my stuff in. I don't want anybody, you know, and that's an obstacle when you got people that care about you and you don't share your ills. You don't communicate, I should say. The lack of communication is a huge obstacle. Everybody needs to communicate, period. I don't care if you have a problem or not. Communicate. Talk about the good things too. You know, asking questions is the best way to start to overcome an obstacle or to make things better. Ask questions. If you don't know, don't fake it till you make it. I hate that. Don't do that. Okay. If a challenge involves somebody else, take the time to understand their position as opposed to saying, I know it all. Understand what they know. Maybe they just might be able to help and put some clarity on what you're trying to do, and you won't have that obstacle. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, it's just. Go ahead, Maurice. I'm sorry.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. That used to be the answer that everybody gave because they want the sympathy route, you know, to give you some type of focus of, you know, I've been through it and, you know, I'm here with you, bro, and this is the way I handle it. Now, this is the way I handle it thing on the end of all the sympathy is totally different versus versus just trying to outdo your, you know, your bloody nose. You know what I'm saying? They trying to outdo your bloody nose, and they doing like, oh, bro, my bloody nose is bad too, but they ain't giving you no daggone solution.
Yeah, what did you do?
Yeah.
And some people, man, they think that, and I heard this today. You know, man, I got so much going in my way, but I hope that I can get this done, or hope is not a plan. All right, hope ain't no plan. Everybody got obstacles. Always going to be obstacles along the way, but if you relying on hoping that it's going to happen, because when you're hoping, you're relying on the spirits of the world to solve your problem, to take that obstacle away.
Well,
prayer,
you know,
two different things. All right.
You made the statement earlier that, you know, some of the most successful people had the most obstacles and failed the most. You know, they just found like I always say, they just found another way to do something. You know, they discovered there was 13 ways not to do it until they found that 14th way to do it. So as after 14 tries, they made it or whatever. I'm just saying, don't give up. I mean, I used to have a teacher. I can't remember, it was in Texas or something. What they used to say, the difference between a winner and a loser is a loser gives up. What if the loser didn't have the talent to do what he wanted set out to do? Let me ask y'all that question. What if there was an actor, that set out to be an actor but couldn't act his way out of a box?
Well, that's what I talked about earlier when I made the comment. Maybe you don't, have, that's not for you.
Right.
And you're constantly trying, you can try and try, but after a while, when you've used up all your know-how, maybe that's just not for you. Maybe that's just not for what.
My thing was, I mean, you may not be an actor, but you could definitely be in the business of it because you done failed it. So it's not that you're not going to be on the. You may not be on the screen, but you can be in the background making that money.
Right.
I was going to say that maybe
and that's the advice that I put out there.
Yeah, producer, director,
Right.
You're working on the set. Your makeup, your wardrobe.
Well, Greg will tell you, like being in the music business, you got some cats out there that have some awesome writing skills. They can write their brains out.
Can't sing.
But cannot sing.
Whew.
And cannot rap if they want to,
You got a lot of them that are successful can't sing or rap. They out there singing and rapping because the music is taking over.
But then you tell them, hey, the in front of the mic might not where you're supposed to be. Back behind the mic is probably where you're supposed to. And 8 times out of 10, you'll probably make more money behind that mic than you would out there in front of it, because a lot of writers write for everybody. They're not nailed down to, a label or, a slave to a label is what I call it. A slave to a label, they write for everybody. That might not be what you're supposed to do.
Those very people you're talking about wind up on American Idol on the blooper reel, dude.
And Greg, you said about a lot of people saying, I hope, and talking. A lot of times those are people trying to be slick. Well, I can, if I just had the money to do this, and but I'm hoping that the money comes through. Well, I'm hoping about this, and I'm hoping. Sometimes those are slicksters, hoping that you say, "What? That's all you need? Okay." Or, well, because I know someone who used to be like that, and they said, I just state what my needs are and people come through. And they were the type of person, well, I wish I can,
I
really want to do this but I can't do this because of that. And, I'm just hoping that, it can't, well, I don't know. Well, and then people would come and say, hey, here.
Well, I hope I meet that person.
And say, well, that's.
He says when people ask, my response is simply, really, you don't have that much time. I've learned that in most cases, people ask out of habit more than sincerity. It's crazy.
I'm always saying I'm good.
Wow.
That word, somebody said that yesterday too. They said those 2 words. I think I was talking to my ex-wife actually. And she was telling me about some stuff. She said 2 words, Greg, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to learn that one. Because I think the biggest problem that I have is that I don't say no. I gotta learn the power of no, But shut up. Y'all something else. These guys here are the hardest on me ever. In my life. I've never had people that I don't know that's love.
No, that is love. Well, we can rebuke you. We can tell you the truth, whether you're gonna like it or not, because we love you, and that's what true unconditional love is. Well, we tell you the truth, whether you like it or not.
Remember that relationship show that we had? Now, Marcia, I'm gonna go back on you, and this is just a conversation going out in left field with a catcher's mitt. Okay, Tina. Anyway, you remember that show we had, a relationship show where we had went into one of those guys that was supposedly giving dating information. Was it Steven
Speaks, probably.
No,
the guy that passed away.
Yeah, the guy that passed away. Anyway, y'all always talk about him, and how he was so hard and hard on those ladies. And I told y'all that if it was my female people, ladies, I would be hard on them. The way you talk to your friends when you say, hey, you need to get your shit together, you need to get it together, and you be hard on them. Like Greg just said, we hard on him, and you just said because we love you. Now he was doing that to females, and they didn't catch it. You know, they thought he was being hard, just being an ass, and he's been just being truthful. You know,
And that's what true friends do.
true advice
If
is
I'm
really
sitting up here looking like a knucklehead, getting ready to do something, going into danger or craziness, you're not a true friend if you're not going to say, "Hey, Marcy, no, you need to rethink that," or if I'm saying something and doing things and you don't confront me with it. Because I have friends that they come to me, well, I need your opinion. What do you think? Am I wrong if and I'm like, yep, you're wrong because you're coming, because first of all, if you're going to ask me if you're wrong, you already know you're wrong.
right.
You know, and 9 times out of 10, I have my best friend. She's like that. She just crack up laughing. Well, no, hear me out. I'm like, no, I am not going to co-sign your craziness. And, you know, and she likes that, you know, she'll be pissed at me. But later on, she's like, you know, you were telling me right.
But remember, Gina got mad at me about that.
It's better to
About
be
what?
He got mad at me because I agree with the guy the way he was talking.
Oh yeah, that
You-
was a whole show there.
Yeah, you got
Did I
mad
miss
at me
What's
because
his name? I can't even think of his name.
Did I miss that show?
Stewart.
That was the guy.
Stewart. Now you was on there.
Yeah, I think he
It was
was.
a relationship show.
Yeah. We when he passed away, he actually it was a lot of controversy around
Yeah.
his conversations
Yeah.
and what he said about women.
A lot of he didn't say it about women the way he was giving advice. He wouldn't.
Mhm.
He didn't have the velvet glove on the iron fist that he was giving them.
But a lot of his stuff was whack though. Nah. Some of his
Yeah,
stuff was
because
whack.
you have to be careful. You don't know the mindset. You have to be careful of the mindset that someone's in. That could push somebody over the edge.
But I
You
get
have
that
to
part.
know your audience.
I
Some
really-
people you can approach like that. Some people you can't.
Gina, I really get that. But if any of those ladies had brothers or daddies that loved them, they're gonna talk to them that way. Kevin Samuels, that's it, Tanisha.
Oh yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was looking.
my dad didn't talk to me that way.
If you did something crazy or was getting ready to do something crazy, you mean tell me you would
You
say,
know
Gina,
what? But you know what? I can receive it better if you come to me in a
you mean tell me your dad
patient
never
and
gave you a firm tone?
No, my dad was I was his favorite.
See,
But Gina, the
you
thing
was-
is, if they come at you soft, are you stubborn? No, yeah, you are. I know you. Yeah, you stubborn. You can be stubborn, and a lot of times, if someone's coming at you soft and it's something that can save your life,
I would hear them better. If somebody comes to me the way he took the approach, I would go in attack mode, and it would just be an argument. I would be in attack. But if you came to me and said, "Hey, sis, listen, come in, let me talk to you," I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna listen to you.
But what if you don't really take their advice and they see that you're getting ready to be harmed, and so then they come at you
Again,
a different way?
you
It
have
still
to
won't.
know your audience. You cannot take that approach with everyone. You
Yeah.
have to know your audience. You have to know the person. Like I said, that could push somebody into suicide. It could push somebody into to feeling like they're not worth anything. So
Okay,
you
I
have
got
to
it.
know who you're talking to.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, okay.
I agree, but I just know that if I had a very good friend or a female that was coming to me for advice, I'm gonna put the truth to it. He may have been, all been hard on him, but I'm like, the truth. The truth is the truth.
Well, let's ask our brother up
It's
there.
no good. It's no good.
Let me ask our brother up there, bro. When I told you you needed to slow down, was it an aggressive approach, or did I talk to you like, hey, bro, how did you receive it? Did I come in an aggressive way like that?
At first, you did, yeah.
Nah.
No,
but
I mean,
look at who she's talking to, though. Look at who she's talking to.
But here's the thing: with the way Gina comes to me, it's deliberate. All right,
Yeah.
it's deliberate and it's truthful. sometimes you got to step out. Like I said at the beginning, you got to get over yourself, get around yourself, because some people may see things that you can't see about yourself.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So when she told me that, I'm like, because basically she said you need to sit your ass down. Okay,
Uh-huh.
you need to learn to say no. All right, you can't do everything. Finish something up. Okay, so, she's been, we've been dealing with each other for a minute. All right, so she's seen projects, and then the other thing is that once she tells me, I'm coming back to her with an excuse. She says that's what it is. It's an excuse, Greg. Okay, I've seen a lot of projects that you've done, and none of them are finished. All right. I tell her, well, it's not my fault. It's the people who I'm doing it with. And she says, that's an excuse. All right, slow down. You can say no. If it's the people, get away from them. So was she aggressive? You weren't aggressive. She told me to sit my ass down. And I'm like, okay, because it was unprovoked. She just looked at me and just said, you need to sit down.
But that's what sis do. And that's
Well,
like I said.
yeah, those, and that's what people have to look at. When there are people that are in your close circle and they come at you and, and tell you something like that, like you just said, Greg, sometime you got to get out of your own way. You're not going to see it. But people, around you can see, different things. I've had friends that come to me and they're like, boom, boom, boom. But they know, because I'm very hard headed at times. Hey, Tracy. And so I have to, they'll come at me and I'll be highly upset. And like, who do they think they are? Thinking to myself. But something that I always do, I sit back, even though I'm pissed, I'm like, let me chew on this for a minute. Let me see, where is the truth in that? Is there any truth in what they're saying to me? And that's something that I always do, whether I like what you're saying or not. And that's something that, I know everyone can't do that, but that's something that I do, because I know those surrounding me, my close circle, and it's small, very small. I don't trust very easily, but I'm like, okay, why did they come and tell me that? They're not just out here, we just want to hurt Marcy, so we're just going to come at her, all lopsided and say this and that. And that's something we kind of need to look at.
Each one of you guys have said the same thing to me. I haven't taken it offensively. I look at it and sometimes I ignore it because I know I got to get stuff. I know I got to get stuff done. But outside of you guys, shout out to all of those people who are in not only the Dope Living Families corner, but personally my corner. Okay, it's a beautiful thing to be able to make it as long as we have made it. So that just, with the theme of what we were talking about, we've moved obstacles out of the way so that we can get to where we're at now. And a lot of people don't get that opportunity. A lot of people get mired in that one obstacle, and they just it takes them over. All right, but obstacles can lead to success, because you think of those obstacles as a barrier, but you should think of them as a learning process. They make you stronger, and they give you valuable lessons. They give you valuable skills. They give you valuable tools and beliefs that you didn't have before. So they make you into the person that you need to become to get to that success. So you can't take these obstacles as a negative. They are a positive, okay? Because of the obstacles, you will eventually succeed. Not despite them, but because of them. And I'm telling you, boy, going through obstacles and surviving, it's a beautiful thing, guys. We don't have before you private chat me, we don't have a life coach Jeff moment. Sorry, Marcy. But if you want to give a life coach Doubtfire moment, go ahead. Come on, Doubtfire.
I'm good.
You don't want to give it a
Marcy
coach moment?
No, I'm good.
Come on, Marcy. Come on, Marcy.
I'll give one then.
Okay, go ahead, Jen.
Hold on. Give one. Hold on. Go ahead.
Listen, people, sometimes you get to a space in your life when you feel like you just can't go any further. You can't get over this hump. You can't get over this obstacle, and you're stuck. You are never stuck. As long as God woke you up and you have breath in your body, you have an opportunity to fight and keep going. Never feel like you're stuck. I said it earlier and I'm going to say it again. Meditation is a beautiful thing. Sometimes you have to shut the door, take the world out, and sit and listen to God. He will guide your feet. He will tell you what you should do. He will tell you your next step. With everything I do, every project that I do, I pray. I pray on it first so I can hear God to say, go this direction or leave that alone. That is one of the things that you have to incorporate in your life. But never, ever feel like there is no opportunity for you and that there's no chance for you to get over that hump. You know, I really do hope that this show right here hits a lot of ears
Absolutely.
because we all need encouragement. I don't care how strong you people think you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how famous you are. Everyone needs support. Everyone needs encouragement. And even people with millions and trillions and billions of money, they still need encouragement. You think that they don't face obstacles? More money, more
No
problems.
problems.
So let's go, Marcy.
Oh, we okay. Pretty much piggybacking off what Gina said, prayer. That's my go-to prayer. Allowing God to guide you. A lot of times it's because that's not what we're doing. Um, talk to your friends, even if they tell you that they are okay. Kind of, I don't want to say dig, but kind of watch how they're saying, how they're reacting, if they're starting to act different, and if you still don't know what's going on, pray for them. Just start praying for everyone. There's so much going on. Being the type of friend or the type of person that people can come and talk to as well, where you have to learn to listen, and listening not to respond, but to understand.
Right on, right on. Mo B, the birthday boy. What you got?
Man, the one thing that all of us are for sure in agreement of, that you have to stay in God's timing. That's very important. And remember it every day. You got to call it every day, because if you don't remember that every day when it's time, you won't walk in that timing. And it's very important. It's very, 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 very important to walk in that time and not get frustrated. Maybe back up and think about just what I just said. That's God's not. It's not time now. And just remember that if you walk in that time, it's going to be 50 times greater.
Do you want to say something else?
No, I'm done. I think I said enough.
I think you did too.
They don't want to hear me anymore.
Let me tell you guys, man. Look, and we thank you guys for always supporting Dope Living TV Live and this and that. Okay, we're all human. I don't know what even compelled me last week, but I didn't even contact my people. They were contacting me, but I didn't respond. Last Thursday. I don't know what it was. I cannot tell you what it was, but being transparent, something just fell on me. Again, I don't have the money problems. Son is great. Mom, she's elderly, but she's good. Business is great. But something, the devil or something, just got in me and just said, Greg, you're done. You're done. So I did something that I guess I needed. Gina was talking about getting on a plane and getting away. That's what I did. I had some shorts on, some shoes on, and a baseball cap and a t-shirt, no luggage, no cameras, no nothing. got on the plane and got out. Costly, but I got out. When I got to where I was going, I took an Uber to the outskirts of the airport, and I just started walking. I'm in a place where, I don't know where I'm going. I just got out and walked. Then I called an Uber, took me back to the airport, and got back on and came back. But to this day, I still don't know. I still don't understand. I'm still feeling some kind of way right now. But I say all of that to say that, even as Gina said, even if you got whatever, you got everything going right in your life, something can come along and just tear all of that apart. I can't figure it out, but I'm glad that I got the people that are here, that support, and I'm here. I'm here. So
Well, we're happy you're here.
We are.
And it's gonna be all right. It's already all right. You're just going through your storm, going through, and we're gonna get to the other side.
We're with you through it, bro.
That's right.
all right, but anyway, Stolen TV Live, man. We get out of here. We will see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna do something. We'll be here though. I'm looking forward to it.